Hello my friends and welcome, my name is Dennis and this is the latest update from Ukraine. Yesterday we got awesome news that Ukraine gained the control over the northern part of the Kherson region, including Kherson city itself. And today we got more information that Russia announced the evacuation from this territory, the southern part of Kherson region. For now they started as evacuation for civilians and administrations, but if you remember, the same thing was for Kherson region on the north around 3 weeks ago. And from our officials we already know that Russian army fled this area very close to the Dnieper river itself, just not to be targeted by our artillery. So probably they went to some sort of the sand pits, and for us it's the new opportunity, my friends, to use mostly the rocket artillery systems to target Russians all across this territory. And now let's check out the range of our systems. So here we have the weaponry, and let's start with Panzer howitzer 2000. We have many of those, and the longest range weapon we have is Excalibur. So if we put it here near to Makiivka, you can see that we almost may reach the Chaplinka airfield, but today we got the news that Russia already announced the evacuation from Chaplinka because they do afraid that we will be able to target that airfield. Well, I think not with the standard artillery systems. Here we use the long range Excalibur that can reach up to 48 kilometers, but still this airfield is not reachable with that shell. My friends, just a short break here. I want to shout out the sponsor of today's video. A long time, but today it's really awesome and limited opportunity for you to join the club. Still Black Friday deal, and you'll have Atlas VPN Premium for just $170 per month plus 6 months extra with a 30-day money-back guarantee. It is a best Atlas VPN offer for the year, and I can personally confirm that you will not find any kind of the VPN services that will guarantee you the same security level of your private accounts. If you don't care about your digital security, my friends, think twice. 5 years ago I lost my Pilot Blog YouTube channel and I have to restart it. Basically my device was hacked. If I would have used Atlas VPN, it won't be happening. So I tried many VPNs since that time, but for Atlas VPN I trust the most. Also, Atlas VPN grants me the full access to any kind of the series on the Netflix streaming platform. So I don't care about the government restrictions any longer. And sometimes I check the enemy side, social media, and for that I also use the Atlas VPN. You can basically change your virtual location to any point in the world. And Atlas VPN is so fast that you will never feel the difference whether it's on or off. But I do recommend it to keep it on all the time. And now please check out my personal link for the Atlas VPN in a video description below. Still Black Friday deal, and you'll have Atlas VPN Premium for $170 per month plus 6 months extra and a 30-day money-back guarantee. My friends, this offer is time limited, so hurry up and join the club. Atlas VPN helps a lot to support my channel, and also it helps Ukrainian people. So Atlas VPN, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. But what about our top weaponry, Himars? Let's take the M30A1 rocket with a range up to 84 kilometers and place it very close to Makiivka Dam. You can see that we can cover the vast part of the Kherson region, including the supply lines coming from Crimea. Well, we cannot cover these supply lines on the right side, but from Armansk we can target that road, and for Russia it will not be possible to constantly supply their group, which is located on the south part over here. So little by little we're gonna cause them severe devastation using our Himars rocket artillery systems. And now let's check out the Attackams rocket. So this one, officially it's not yet in service, but we may check the possibility if we would have that rocket for our rocket artillery systems. Let's place it there, and as you can see we cover the most part, all of the Crimea basically, including the Kerch bridge and Mariupol. I guess we need Attackams rocket to change the scenario for Russians. So the idea for our army, as I see it, my friends, is we're gonna cut roads over here, as I told you before. We're gonna put the counterattack to Melitopol, and we're gonna cause Russians to retreat to Crimea, and after that we're gonna cut Kerch Bridge. It's already been damaged severely, so Russia cannot put lots of their reinforcements to Crimea itself, but it should be cut completely, and after that Russians would be just in Crimea with no supplies from the mainland. As you can see, geography plays a great role in this war. Here, I would say in favor of Ukraine, if we speak about Kherson, maybe about potential the occupation of Crimea, but here it plays in favor of the Russian side because we have a very long border with Russia. It's hard to control it, and they may put new reinforcements to Donetsk and Lugansk areas. And for me, I see the occupation of Crimea more realistic, let's say, than the occupation of those areas because of the supply lines that Russia still has there. As for the rest parts of the front lines, there is no movement, and we continue to celebrate the victory that Kherson was liberated by Ukrainian forces. Honestly saying, I don't have this victory feeling because I know that we need to deoccupy lots of the territory still in Ukraine, and I know that we have losses also from Ukrainian sides, but anyways, we don't have the other choice rather than to fight for the freedom. This is the Antonovsky bridge that was destroyed by the Russians who retreated from the Kherson, and I heard about the 2 sections that were destroyed, and actually on this video I see that really 2 sections were eliminated by the huge blast, and also you can see the ferry bridge that Russians built, they also destroyed it, and they want to cut the main line for Ukrainians to go across the Dnieper River. And yesterday I saw this photo from that side, and I thought, okay, just 1 section is missing, we can handle it, but with that severe devastation, my friends, it's not possible for Ukrainian army to use this bridge any longer. And this is the part where Ukraine used Himars. I think Russians also were able to put their vehicles across that improvised DIY bridge because there are some tracks, but I think we're speaking not about the heavy tanks. I think they put lorries there. I don't know how Ukrainian forces would cross the Dnieper River without this connection, but we may build some sort of the pontoon bridge over there. Some breaking news coming from Dallas. There was the air accident just now. The B-17 Flying Fortress was flying on some sort of the air show and collided with other plane. And unfortunately, there are no survivors, my friends. So some sort of the small airplane, as you can see on the screen, looks like Mustang or something. And they just B-17 turned, and the airplane saw the B-17 also tried to turn, but it was too late. They just collided. The tail part of the B-17 was just cut, and terrible. And one more video about the accident from different perspective. There was no any chance for the crew to survive that kind of the air crash. Ben Hodges again with his predictions. Himars will soon be firing from Kherson. Yes, and Russians do not have that long-range rocket artillery system, so we can reach them without being reachable from their side. They may use aviation, but we have the anti-aircraft systems given to us by our Western allies, and little by little we're gonna move the front line to Crimea. And Ben Hodges predicts our counteroffensive in Mariupol and Melitopol by January. As I told you as well, and from what we see, Russia concentrated most of their forces on the east part of Ukraine, and for us it's better to push to the weakest part. What I consider is Melitopol, Mariupol and Crimea itself. Yes, Russia has lots of the bases, navy bases there, but if we speak about artillery, armored vehicles and tanks, there are much less of that stuff in Crimea compared to the eastern part of Ukraine that is occupied by Russia so far. Russia left lots of their ammunition in Kherson region, and now it belongs to Ukraine. We're gonna use it against the Russians themselves. Satellite images show that Russia decreased dramatically the presence in the Black Sea and Sevastopol harbor. They moved part of the ships from Crimea itself. Maybe they do afraid about the second possible drone attack conducted by someone. Russia continued to develop Zircon rockets. Those are the hypersonic rockets that are being tested by Russian Federation, and they plan to put it to the army this year, and for the next year they have order of those rockets to be used by their army. This rocket doesn't need the super fast fighter jet as MiG-31 to accelerate it. It has its own accelerators and may be fired from the ships or from the ground launches. Here are some small satellite images, but still we may see that there were lots of the Russian equipment in Chaplinka airfield, as I told you, that is reachable now by the Himars rocket artillery system, and now it's gone. So Russia puts everything away from the front lines because they do afraid about the GLMRS rockets. And this is a Russian Nazi meeting, or communist Nazi, or how you call it, in Moscow, and just try to guess what they want. They want to nuke Washington because they think that it's the point of evil, of Satanism, United States and America and Washington. So today people who live on the southern part of the Kherson region got some of the messages from the Russian occupation administration asking them to flee the area and evacuate at least to Gennichinsk, this part. And this is the Kakhovka Dam. Russia blown up the upper part of it after they finished their retreatment from that area, and just look at this big boom in that place. At first we thought that the dam was destroyed, but it was severely damaged. Maybe Russians wanted to destroy the dam, but actually cut supplies for Ukrainian army to go across the Dnieper River. And according to our statistics, Russia lost more than 80,000 soldiers who lost their lives in Ukraine. We are not speaking about the injured personnel. And for the single day, they lost 810 soldiers. The evacuation from Kherson region was not negotiated with the Ukrainian side. That is why we used the artillery systems to target Russians on their way out. That is why they have such tremendous losses for the single day. Right guys, we have some air rain, so I have to move to the basement. My friends, I'm gonna keep you updated on situation here in Ukraine. Don't forget to check out the rare opportunity to join the Atlas VPN Premium. The link is in the video description just below. My friends, I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are. Have a great time.